I don't know where they get these timelines from, but it's just more things on. It seems like it never stops sometimes. Um, and for the younger people that come in and they're brand new to the base, it's just like, what's going on? What are we doing? Why we gotta do this? And sometimes I can't answer that question. Sometimes there's questions I cannot answer, and it causes conflict too within the section, within because they're upset because we have these things we have to do, these 10 things or 100 things we have to do at a certain time, and they asking me and or my other colleagues like, yo, why we gotta do this? And I can't answer that question most of the time because I don't know the answer, because I don't have the answer either. And so it just puts a lot of pressure and stress on you. And you ever have these plans when you want to get off work, what you want to do? I do sometimes. I know a lot of people listening, they may have plans for when they get off of work. Like, man, I'm gonna go home and chill. I'm gonna go do this, go to the gym. But then there's that one moment at work where you it's just stressing you out. And by the time you get home, you're like, man, I'm tired. I don't want to do anything because that's how stressed out I am. You know. So yeah, deadlines. I mentioned it before too. Not having enough people. That is a big thing. I move cargo, and where I work at, um, we don't have enough people. But we have to get the cargo moved out. It has to get done, right? The job has to be completed. And that is a stressor by itself. You have a lot of cargo coming in, even when you're deployed to. Quick story. My second deployment, I was overseas and I was in the Middle East, of course, and Qatar actually. And man, I'm thinking this is gonna be all right. Man, no, we when I say we worked 12 hours, we worked 12 hours. We worked every last one of those hours too. Cargo was non-stop and it was stressful. Just working in that heat. I mean, it was in a warehouse, but it was still hot inside the warehouse. But that heat mixed with all that cargo, stressful and heat stress. So yeah, so that's what I do now. We move cargo here, and we don't have enough people, and that plays a part because even the people I work with, there's like, man, I'm tired. I am drained from all this. This is too much, and I understand them, and I agree with them, but my hands are tied. So manning is a thing. You might say, well, you need to talk to your leadership about that. Yeah, we do, but it doesn't change the fact that once we get new people in, they deploy them. But so we go through. I know Army goes through a lot of things. I know some Army people. My mom was Army. If I ever get her on here, one day she can tell you all about it. My uncle. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my uncle. Was in the Army. Well, most of my family was in the Army anyway, so they can tell you. If I ever get them on here, they'll tell you. Yes, it was stressful. I know some Marines, some good buddies of mine are Marines. Shout out to Marines out there. Um, they can tell you. I've seen it firsthand. They get stressed out. You know, what I'm trying to say is we're all human, and we all go through different things. So, another issue with being in the military and stresses we look out for is sometimes you might want to take vacation, go on leave a little bit, and you find out you can't go because you there's a mission coming up you got to do, and you had this planned out, and they say, yeah, you can do it, but then right when you're about to submit it, oh, you can't do it. We got a last minute mission coming up. We need you. You need just me, huh? Yeah, we need you. We need you to work this weekend. It takes time away from your family. That's the point I'm getting at. You have these things planned. You want to do these things with your family on the weekend. You might find out you have to work that weekend unexpectedly because something just came up, and it takes the time away from your family. It really affects your families, and people those who have family, those who are married. if your family's stressed out and unhappy, that affects you. It bothers you too. Now you're going to work bothered and stressed. Not only are you stressed at work, but you got to come home and get stressed out because your spouse is asking you all these questions, and they're coming from a good place, but to you it sounds like they're nagging you and they're getting on your nerves because they want to know too, just as much as you do. Why did it have to be you? Why were you picked? They couldn't find nobody else. I remember my last appointment I just went on. A buddy of mine couldn't go, due to medical reasons. And my ex was like, nobody else can go. They had to pick you. You're the only one who can go. And I was like, well, yeah. Man, let me tell you. She was stressed out. I was stressed out. And there was nowhere I can go to like relax or anything like that. And it got to a point where we were sleeping in separate rooms because we're just stressed out about this deployment. And I knew it was going to be fine on the deployment, but just going through the time up until getting to the deployment was stressful. It is extremely stressful if you have a spouse that it's their first time experiencing deployments. It's first time. Another stressful thing is you might have something wrong with you medically, and you find out they're going to put you out. Now you don't know what to do. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what to do. You don't know where you're going. Now you got to start planning if you haven't planned already. Even if you have a plan, nothing plans you, prepares you for something that happens in an instant. Oh, we're going to get you out of here because you can't do such and such. That's very stressful. Now you got to pack your family up. Or you might not have kids. Again, you might just have a spouse. You got to talk to your spouse and tell them, hey, this is what's going on. And they're going to have questions for you. Once again, you're going home stressed out, and you're going to work stressed out. So that I'm not saying the military is all bad. It's been great for me through the years. And these are some things you might go through for those who's not in the military. And those who came before me in the military might say, man, we had stressful times worse than that. And you're right, you might have. Please, if you have, leave a comment down below. Let me know what stressed you out while you was in the military if you served before me. Please, I'm open to that because I want to hear that. That way I can comment on that and acknowledge the fact that you went through things maybe worse than me. That's fine. We all go through different experiences. And, even with the females who get pregnant and now you're telling me they're pregnant and, all these things are coming up. Not only are you carrying a child, but you got to go through all this work stress and you go home stressed and you're aching and your body hurts and things of that nature. So it's not just the males. Females go through it too. And one of the things I find stressful for me is trying to adjust sometimes to changes in the Air Force or military. Rule changes, changes in policies, things like that. Sometimes that gets to me. Sometimes. I find it stressful sometimes. So that's something I have to work on myself. Dealing with change. And this might sound selfish, but when I make connections with people at work, I really feel connected with them. And when they tell me, man, I'm leaving, I'm getting out, I'm trying to get out of here, that stresses me out because I made a connection with this person and I like them. And I like being around them, like talking to them. And now they're leaving me. And I was like, man, who am I going to talk to now? Stressed out. That's a small stressor, but it still is a little stressor. It's not a major stressor. But talking about major stressors, some of these things I mentioned, you may think, oh, man, that's so small. But to somebody who just got to the new base, that may be something major. And that might lead to other things. They might get stressed out at work because they can't take vacation. And that really might affect them mentally. And then before you know it, it's like a snowball effect. You can't go on vacation. Now we got new policies. We got new deadlines to meet. And in one of the videos I said something you should not do, they do, which is pick up a bottle or pick up a drink. And they do it, and that makes it that much worse. Times it by whatever number you want to times it by. Say 10. And now you might have a suicide case on your hands or a suicide incident on your hands now. You just never know. You never know. And now the base leadership is running around trying to figure out, why did this person do this? Why did this person decide to take their life? We don't know. But that's one thing we got to look out for, is if you're mentally stressed out, there's things that can happen if you don't take care of it during that time. It can lead to other things. If you just sit there and let it fester, it can lead to other things that I don't know, but you might hurt yourself, hurt somebody else. You can start lashing out. Anything. These things happen. You just never know. Military and outside of military, it can happen. And so it's crazy. Like I said, I think I mentioned it before. When I was younger in the military, it wasn't a thing. You knew you would get stressed out, but you try to get over it as best as possible. But nowadays, it's something that needs to be addressed and talked about and brought up. Because now with the younger generation, what I learned is, I'm not going to say they're more sensitive, because I don't want to say that, but they're more vocal about how they feel about certain things. They're vocal about it, and they tell you how they feel. And if you don't acknowledge that, they hold it in. They hold on to it. They won't tell you, hey man. They won't say, well, I'm gonna let this go. They hold on to it at times, and it festers, and it manifests itself. And then before you know it comes out. It comes out one way or the other. They might say, well, I was holding on to this for a while. I'm ready to talk about it. Or they may not ever tell you about it, and it's just festering. It's growing like a weed. And, something happens. I don't know what happens, but thank you guys for listening. Like always, if you enjoy what you heard, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications on future videos. Leave a comment. Tell me what you like and don't like about this, or add on to it. We can keep this conversation going like always. Just let me know. I always enjoy the feedback. I got a text earlier while I was in the movie theater. He said, hey, man, you should cut the volume up on your mic. And guess what I did? Just that. I cut the volume up because I don't like getting loud. I don't like to yell. But anyway, that's my time. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be safe. Have fun. Be blessed. I'm out.